And now it is an incredible, humble moment for me to introduce our next speaker, one of the Jeremiah moms, Tara Carlson. And Tara and her son, Lucas, have found support and loving community on their journey for hope. And I can't wait to hear Tara's story. Please give her a round of applause to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tara. I have a 2-year-old son named Lucas, and we have been living at the Jeremiah program for 2 years as of February. I'm currently going to Minnesota State University Moorhead for my bachelor's in sociology and my bachelor's in social work. Tonight, I will be sharing my story of how it takes a community to raise a child. I grew up with a very supportive mother. I was a straight-A student in high school. I was involved in band, orchestra, competitive speech, softball, and dance. I started Ridgewater Community College in my senior year of high school. I always knew I would go on to get my 4-year college education. However, when I finished high school, I moved out of my parents' house and began to feel very lost. I dropped out of college, began working, and involving myself in some not so pleasant activities. I began drinking every day and using illegal drugs. It took me 4 years to realize this was not the life for me. My wake-up call was the night I was pulled over with paraphernalia in my car, and I found myself sitting in the back of that cop car. This wasn't the first time I had been in the back of a cop car, but it was the first time I realized this wasn't what I wanted out of my life. I decided to finish my 2-year AA degree at Ridgewater and then moved to Moorhead to be close to my brother and attend MSUM. So in October of 2019, I moved to Moorhead and was accepted into MSUM with a start date of August 2020. I had no one in the area besides my brother, who at the time I was not close with. I felt very alone, but excited to start this new journey. And then I found out I was pregnant by my summer fling prior to moving to Moorhead. I knew that going back home was not an option, and my son's father was not willing to move to Fargo. I was alone, pregnant, and scared. It was never my plan to be a single mom, and I felt like I had failed. I remember telling myself that I knew better, that my education needed to come first before I had any kids, so that I could provide a good, stable life for my children. Every emotion ran through me over those first few months of my pregnancy. Scared that I would not be able to do it alone. Horrified that I did not have the skills to be a good mom. Worried that I would never continue my education and be stuck working dead-end jobs trying to support my child. I was hurt from being abandoned by my son's father. But I also felt excitement, as I would be welcoming a new baby into this world. My baby. I felt motivated and pushed myself to new limits that I did not know I was capable of. I chose to find a second job and began working 80 hours a week, from 5 a.m. until midnight, almost every day. I was overwhelmed with the joy I felt when I heard my son's first heartbeats, crying like a blubbery mess in that cold doctor's office. But I was still all alone. And then March 2020 happened. COVID-19 had everyone on lockdown. What should be a very joyous time for most women when they are pregnant was not my story at all. What should have been baby showers, gender reveals, laughter, and cake was actually doctor's appointments alone, working nonstop, coming home alone, and no celebrations. I had 3 panic attacks due to increased anxiety during this time, and I was also diagnosed with preeclampsia during my pregnancy. The added fears of the unknown COVID-19 virus added to my worries. I was 5 months pregnant during lockdown. I remember reading the horror stories, the rising toll in deaths, the pregnancy complications, the fear of having COVID-19 and being separated at birth from my baby. It felt like all the hard work in making plans, and any financial gain I had made just disappeared. The lockdown was hard for many people, but as a vulnerable pregnant woman who was already alone, is one of the hardest things I had ever been through. I was 3 hours away from all my family and friends, and of course, our wonderful North Dakota winters made traveling back to see family near impossible. My saving grace that kept me sane during this time was my brother who lived in Moorhead. We were not close when I first moved here, but he was somebody that I could lean on when I felt like I could not handle life. I had my son August 12, 2020. Despite all the challenges I went through, it all seemed worth it in that labor and delivery room that night. I remember when I was told that I can begin to push, and I began crying. When the nurse asked me what was wrong, I told her that I am happy that I finally get to meet my baby. Since then, my son has not left my side. I quickly found out that working full-time and being a full-time single mother was not sustainable for me. I began looking at my education options once again, and my brother told me about the Jeremiah program. I sent in my application and started empowerment classes with Jeremiah program in September. Empowerment taught me that I did not have to go on this journey alone. There was a community of moms experiencing similar situations with the same drive to make their lives better for their children through education. The biggest, most valuable lesson that I learned in empowerment was how to create boundaries with people. They refer to it as life as a theater. Some people can have front row seats to my life. Those people are supportive and want what is best for me and my son. What was harder for me to accept is that some people need to be placed out in the lobby of my theater. The friends that I had back home that were more excited about drinking alcohol than spending time with me were not people that needed to be in my theater anymore. I've applied this lesson throughout my last 3 years, and it has served me well. I have stuck to my boundaries, and it has helped me build a community of like-minded people who are supportive, caring, and have my best interest at heart. In September 2020, after an extensive search for childcare, the Jeremiah program was able to enroll my son in their Child Development Center. It was near impossible to find childcare during the pandemic, so this was a lifesaver. I felt so relieved. I moved into the Jeremiah program apartments once I finished empowerment so that I could focus on school and being a parent to my son. I began classes at MSUM January 2021, and classes were still being held online. The Jeremiah program provided me with a laptop for me to attend my online classes. I took a full course load each semester, 18 plus credits that included night classes that my son came to many times with me. There is nothing more challenging than trying to entertain a 1-year-old through a 3-year lecture on the history of sociology. I am so thankful for my great professors and classmates who helped entertain Lucas. Being a single mom in school was difficult because my worries were not the same as my classmates. When they were worried about what game they were going to attend that weekend or what time they were going bar hopping, I had to worry about how I'm going to complete my homework while being with my son. I once again felt alone. I became a member of the Dragon Social Work Club to network with my classmates, and I began to find my group of friends at school. My college career has been very stressful, but so fulfilling as well. I am part of Honor Society for both sociology and social work for achieving high grades throughout my time at MSUM. I'm a part of the National Society for Leadership and Success as well, which helps me stay goal-driven. I accomplished a lot in my 2.5 years I've spent at MSUM, and I'm excited to say that I will be graduating next month. And I will begin my career as a case manager social worker with Cass County Human Service Zone in the Child and Family Services Division. I now get to help families through their hard times and be that constant, stable motivator that I so long for during my lonely years. The last 2 years have been beyond stressful, but also life-changing, and I'm so proud of how far I have come. But I know for a fact I would have never made it without the Jeremiah program. I wanted to take a moment to mention all the opportunities that the Jeremiah program has provided for my son and I that you typically do not hear about. I've been able to take parenting classes and nutrition classes so that I can provide the best care for my son. I have been a part of the Career Volunteer Mentor Program, where I was paired with a career professional in the community that helped me build a resume, a cover letter, and a LinkedIn page. It was also an opportunity for me to share my story and tell them in what ways they can best support single moms in their workforce. This program made me feel heard and seen. It felt like I could make a difference for other single moms in the workforce. Jeremiah program also provides summer enrichment for my son every year. This is a stipend to enroll Lucas in summer activities, such as swimming lessons and TNT tumbling. These are not opportunities that I could afford without JP. They truly place an importance on the total well-being for my son and I. Last summer, we started our first garden on site with the help of other moms and their children in the building so that we could grow our own vegetables and herbs with our kids. Playing with the water hose was sure a hit among all the kids. JP has provided resources and references for me to secure my job, which helped tremendously when I was ready to begin working part-time again. They also provided an opportunity for us moms to spend a weekend in Texas at the JP Summit, which was amazing. I've been able to expose my son to classical music through free vouchers to the Fargo-Moorhead Symphony Orchestra concerts. I've been able to provide my son with so many experiences that I would never be able to do without the Jeremiah program. I truly feel overwhelmingly blessed to be a part of this program. Most of all, the Jeremiah program has made me feel at home. I have the most supportive community behind me. I always have someone to talk to, someone to validate my feelings, someone who empowers me to be the best me, and more importantly, empowers me to be the best mom to Lucas. Whether it be a simple conversation in the lobby with Amy, a night together with the moms, or my favorite, a coaching session with Megan. I would like to say a huge thank you to the Jeremiah program in supporting me to succeed. The amount of support this program provides is truly amazing, and I will be forever grateful for getting the opportunity to be a part of it. I would like to take some time to acknowledge and personally thank a few people who have specifically impacted my journey. First, my mom and brother. I called my mom every day since I found out I was pregnant. When I first told my mom I was pregnant, she was supportive and helped me through all my decisions from afar. My mom is my best friend and has been the best grandma I could ask for my son. She recently has moved to Fargo to help support me and my goals and be closer to her grandson, Lucas. And without my brother, I would have never heard about this great opportunity to be a part of the Jeremiah program. He was there for me during my pregnancy, checking in on me and bringing me to all my favorite food craving spots. He has been an amazing uncle to Lucas by spending time with him on nature walks, watching him on those long late night classes, and being a great male role model for my son. When I felt alone, my brother and my mom were the people I leaned on. Thank you so much for everything that you guys have done for Lucas and I. You guys have always supported me and pushed me to do better, even when I felt like giving up. Next, Megan, my family coach. She has been a steady rock for me in this journey. She was the first person I spoke to from the Fargo-Moorhead campus in November 2020, when we had our first coaching session. We have met twice a month since to have 1, 2, or even 3-hour-long coaching sessions. She made me feel safe with who I am and has constantly supported my dreams and goals. She has always reminded me of how far I have come anytime I feel doubt. Megan is the first person I run to with exciting news, or not so exciting news, and she's there no matter what. I will never be able to explain how much Megan has meant to me in my life. She has made me feel seen, heard, and not alone. I can't wait for our future coffee dates, even when I graduate from the program. Thank you so much, Megan. I'd also like to say a big thank you to all the Jeremiah daycare staff, a huge constant in Lucas's life. He has been in the daycare since he was 10 weeks old. Thank you for all the caring and love you have given my son. I know that when I send him off to school in the morning that he is well taken care of. You have become like family to us, and I am so thankful for how much you have cared for my son. Lucas has created such beautiful bonds with each and every one of you. Thank you for hearing my concerns about Lucas and have supported me as a working mother. Without you guys to care for Lucas, I would have not been able to accomplish everything I have. Next, I would like to thank every mom in the program that has helped me and supported me. From being able to watch Lucas in a pinch to your words of kindness, there truly is nothing more special than getting a message from an already busy mom, letting me know that they're thinking of me. I'm going to miss seeing everyone in the apartment building, but I know that we'll keep in touch because the bonds that we have built are hard to break. Thank you so much, ladies. Lastly, I would like to thank all of you for coming tonight and to continue to support me and moms like myself to achieve our goals. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
Are you hugging? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Tara, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. Only you own your story, and the fact that you chose to share it in front of all of us, thank you. It takes, later. I know we see Lucas and Tara there. We have a little surprise at the end, and they'll be back up here. It takes a lot of courage and perseverance to even stand up here and talk about things, so thank you. Can we give her another round of applause? All right, after hearing Tara's story, it's time to consider how we can help more moms like Tara.